Okay, so hello everyone. I'm a bit late for the rapid fire video that I promised that I would make. So I received quite a few comments asking for if my rapid fire build in season 4 is still viable for PvP in season 5. So I promised that I would update it, and here is the update. Now, before I start, I want to tell you, just keep in mind that this is purely theoretical build, and I haven't tested it like through a gameplay, obviously. But if I wanted to play rapid fire this season, this is what I would go for. So again, this is the idea is to maximize the poison damage, either from Andario or from the poison imbue. So for this purpose, of course, we are using Andario, where ideally you want to hit once the attack speed and the rest of times the life on hit. But again, if you don't have time, just don't bother. Now, I mean, if it's the first time, it's easy to reset. Now, if you can do the T5, which almost any build can do, the Infernal Horde T5, and you hit the all stats or the maximum resistance, I strongly advise you to reset after the first time. At least, if from the first time you hit all stats or maximum resistance, just reset. It's not a problem. You can farm a lot of the Obducite and enough gold to reset. But if you don't hit like what's in the planner, don't bother. Like, just don't hit the first time all stats or maximum resistance. So for the chest armor, again, I would be using one with dodge chance. So on the chest you want dexterity, max wife, armor, and then you temper lucky hit chance to freeze and dodge chance, and then you want to hit ideally the dodge chance or the dexterity as many times as possible. Ideally you would hit 3 times the dodge chance, or 3 times the dexterity, or the dexterity and the dodge chance only. So for the gloves, so on the chest also you want the aspect of crowded sage for dodge chance. Then for the gloves, on the gloves you want the code clip aspect, which is the new aspect that makes your basic attacks being permanently code imbued. Then as affixes, you want dexterity, attack speed, ranks to rapid fire, and then you temper chance to slow or another crowd control effect that is different from chance to freeze, and chance to daze. Don't temper daze and freeze. On the gloves, ideally temper chance to slow, because usually this rolls with very high range. And if you hit it once on masterworking, it becomes like very, very nice. So just one row can be very good to apply it consistently. And a second temper, you want damage. Then for the pants, on the pants you want the assimilation aspect for dodge chance again. And as affixes, I would use dexterity, maximum wife, a dodge chance, and temper dodge chance and chance to freeze. Then for the boots, I would place here the aspect of concussive strikes, and this already gives you a chance to daze enemies. So you would have slow, freeze, and slow, chill, freeze, in days, although chill and freeze are counted as one, if I'm not mistaken. So as affixes on the boots, you want dexterity, movement speed, dodge chance, and then temper movement speed and chance to freeze. For the weapon, you want to use a bow And on the bow as aspect, you want aspect of repeating for the rapid fire. Then as affixes, dexterity, and the dexterity should be greater affix. Now for the greater affix here on the chest should be the dexterity. On the gloves should be dexterity. On the pants should be dexterity, and then on the pants and the chest either dexterity or dodge chance. So one, but okay, on the chest you cannot take dodge chance because you need armor, one affix armor either on the pants or on the chest. So if you get armor on the pants, get either dexterity or as greater affix, or if you get armor on the chest, then get again dexterity as greater affix. On the piece that you get both dexterity and dodge chance, this would be either the pants on or the chest. You want again either dexterity or dodge chance, but dodge chance is better to have as greater affix. So then on the boots you also want the dodge chance as greater affix. That's ideally, right? If you cannot get the dodge chance as greater affix, then take the movement speed as greater affix. Then for the bow you want the dexterity to be greater affix. And again on the bow you want dexterity, damage over time, maximum life, and then you temper damage and chance for rapid fire projectiles to cast twice. And you want the dexterity to be greater affix, and ideally you would hit through the masterworking that affix as many times as possible. Then for the amulet we are using the aspect of creeping death here, and as affixes you want dexterity, percentage dexterity, greater affix, then movement speed, total armor, and you temper movement speed and dodge chance, and you want to through the masterworking to either hit the dexterity or the dodge chance, but ideally you would hit the dexterity because it's percentage dexterity. So for the ring you want damage over time, dexterity, maximum life, and then you temper damage, and poison imbue lasts for additional casts. And then you want to hit the dexterity. So on the ring the dexterity should be greater affix, and you want to hit this as many times as possible. On the other ring the same, you want max life, dexterity, but here you want shadow resistance or the missing resistance that you don't have, because for example on the jewelry you have to put fire, lightning and cold, and then you have poison. In my opinion, maxing out fire, lightning and cold, and then the poison with Andariel, these are the most important, because only Necro is using shadow damage, and even if they're using just shadow damage, like let's say from the Doombringer, it does really nothing. Shadow damage is quite weak on single targets. That's one thing, but shadow damage over time is very strong. If Necro is using shadow damage over time, it can wreck you, but it's only Necros that are using it, and basically there's no Necros playing PvP. Like only very good blood wave Necros would play PvP, but that's the chances that you meet such Necros is next to nothing, if I have to be honest. So if you cannot max the shadow resistance, that's fine, but otherwise on the second ring you want one of your missing resistances, right? Because you have to put 3 different gems on your jewelry, and then one of your resistances won't be max. You want that resistance as affix on the second rings, so that you can have all your resistances maxed. Ideally that would be shadow resistance, because it's the most useless one, but if you insist on having it maxed, right? So so as aspects on the rings you want starlight and accelerating. Then as weapon you can use Doombringer if you have it. If you don't have it, just use a sword like this one. So on the sword you want dexterity as greater affix, damage over time max 5, then you temper damage and chance for rapid fire projectiles to cast twice, and you want to hit dexterity as many times as possible through the master working. Then if you don't have the Doombringer, just take another sword like that, and you can put either Edgemaster or Expectant, but I would put Expectant on the other sword. So for the skill tree, this is how I would make it. So I would play the for the combo points, to generate the combo points, I would be using Heartseeker, because you know it's a ranger. It just doesn't. I personally don't feel comfortable, you know, playing close combat. If you take, for example, Puncture, you have to play. It's not necessary, but you have to play relatively close. With Heartseeker, you can stay quite far, and especially if you are fighting barbs and other rogues or druids, there's no need. You don't want to be in close if you're playing marksman. So ideally, just take Heartseeker, 1 point in Heartseeker, Enhanced Heartseeker, and Primary Heartseeker. Then we go down and take Sturdy for damage reduction from close enemies. Then of course Rapid Fire, Enhanced Rapid Fire, and Improved Rapid Fire. Then we take down, we go down and take 1 point in Shadow Step, Enhanced Shadow Step, and Disciplined Shadow Step. Then 3 points in Rucked, 3 points in Reactive Defense, 3 points in Weapon Mastery, 1 point in Dash, then Enhanced Dash and Disciplined Dash. Then we go down and we take 1 point in Agile, 1 point in Mending Obscurity, then 1 point in Concealment, Enhanced Concealment, and Subverting Concealment. Then we have 3 points in Exploit, 3 points in Malice. Then of course we max out the Poison Imbue, Enhanced Poison Imbuement, and Blending Poison Imbuement. Then 3 points in Deadly Venom and 3 points in Debilitating Toxins. Then 1 point in Frigid Finesse, 1 point in Adrenaline Rush, and 3 points in Haste. And finally we take Precision as the key passive. And because you will be playing Precision, you don't need crit chance anywhere on your gear. And you need to crit and you need to play Precision because you're playing Blended Poison Imbued. And that's huge. Like, just look what it says. Critical strikes with Poison Imbued skills deal 75% increased poison damage. That's a lot. But only if you crit, and you want to crit to apply this additional poison. That's why you need Precision. So for the Paragon, this is what I will be using. So here I would put Efficacy, then we go up on the Cunning Stratagem, where we put the Bane Glyph, then we take the Leriana's Instinct, and here we put Kenny. Then we go up and we take the Exploit Weakness board, where we put the Tracker. Then we go left and we take the Tricks of the Trade, where we put Ranger Glyph. Then we go from here, you go down on the Cunning Stratagem board, and you take the Legendary Note from that board. That's for your Rapid Fire, so that it shoots, I think, 2 or 3 additional arrows if you have max combo points. If you have 3 combo points, it will shoot, I think, 2 or 3 additional arrows. So then we go left and we take the Eldritch Bounty, where we put the Control Glyph. Then we go down and we take No Witness, where we put the Exploit Glyph. Now the exploit and the control won't be maxed out, but that's fine. They are still activated. You get the bonus from the activation, and basically that's what I would play for rapid fire if I had to play rapid fire. But I don't want to play rapid fire because, not because it's bad. Rapid fire, in my opinion, is extremely strong, and it's way stronger than Heartseeker for PvP and for PvE. It's, in my personal opinion, it's the strongest marksman build on the rogue. But I'm absolutely tired of that. I've played rapid fire in pre-season when the game launched, then in season 1, then in season 2, then I completely skipped season 3 and I didn't play the game at all. Then in season 4 again I played, beside everything I played rapid fire again, and I'm really tired and bored of rapid fire, so I don't want to play rapid fire this season. I want to play other builds, so that's the only reason why I don't want to play rapid fire. Otherwise, rapid fire is extremely strong, and again, in my opinion, is the strongest marksman build. So if you enjoy rapid fire, this is what I would go for PvP. So hope this is useful, and I'm out.